And we will be getting started in just one moment. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our show today. Very extremely happy to be here. We have some very special guests coming on, or mainly, I guess it's one guest that's coming on today. And we're going to be doing a lot of things together related to mindset. And today we're going to be talking about action over words, action over words. And what does that mean? How do we get where we want to go in our lives? How do we do that? How do we get to where we want to go in our lives? Well, it comes from taking action, right? And there's all different ways that you can do that. And part of what we're going to talk about today is mindset. We're going to talk about action and have where we go over actually some definitions of what all of this means, introduce you to what we will be doing for the next 20 days, 5, 10, 15, 20 days related to our Action Over Words Bootcamp. So lots of great activity that's going to go on that can help you have the life that you deserve. So there's so many different people out there. There's so many different things that are coming at you, I know already for 2020, right? Just so much that's going on. And what we want to do is try to solidify some of that for you and have where we provide resources that you can use throughout the day for 20 days at noon, every day for 20 days, starting on this coming Monday, as well as at 7 p.m. There will be a 7-minute recap. So we want you to listen to this show, and if you catch the replay, it is where you will be able to sign up for this boot camp, and we will give you all of the information as to what we're talking about. Now, this is a boot camp for your mind. It's a boot camp for your life. It's a boot camp for your destiny. So if you've been frustrated because you haven't been able to reach your goals, if you feel like you're stuck, if you feel like, there's so many different things going on in your mind, you just have like no idea where to start and how to get some of those things out of your mind, we're going to talk about how you can do that. And there's several steps and processes that we will be doing. And part of it is going to be momentum boosters. Yes, momentum boosters. So things to just kind of get you going. You may already have where you have a lot of things already planned. We're going to help you to make those plans more solidified, as well as have where it is focused around your actual vision for your life, vision for your job, vision for your relationships, and all of that. And so very excited about the show today, very excited about the Action Over Words Bootcamp. And we want you to join us. This is a free bootcamp. Did I mention that? I guess I didn't. This is a free bootcamp, 20 days. And we're going to be pouring a lot of information into you and into this free boot camp, but you have to join, okay? So we hope that you do that and bring a friend, have someone else join as well, so that not just one person, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 of your friends join this boot camp so that you all can get the same information. You all will have access to our worksheets. Make sure that you have a pen and paper, or even if you want to, just bring up on your screen. A lot of people do that. They shrink the screen so that they can type up their notes, real time. Do whatever it is that you need to do so that you can get this information, because I tell you, there are a lot of things that will be coming at you, and we're just going to be making it simple, but there's a lot of information that you have to go through and make it into your own plan. So we're just providing the information, and then you use it the way that it's best for you. And we'll be giving you some contact information so that you can know that we're available during this boot camp as well as after. And there's a number of things that will be happening this year after that. I'm not going to spill the beans right now, but just make sure that you do whatever you need to do for yourself. And I know that we all have friends, we have relatives, maybe even our children or our parents that could benefit from this information. Some people that maybe have not been taking action the way that they have outlined year after year after year. And now is the time that they can do that, and they can do it with the help of this program. So without further ado, I would like to ask the other portion of the Action Over Words Bootcamp to come on the screen. And here she is, Miss Jennifer. And hey, how you doing?
Fantastic. How are you?
I am great. I'm great. Yay. It's good to be with you again.
I know. I love spending time with you. I do.
So this young lady and I, we did our vision board party. How many weekends ago was that?
2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Like a week and 3 days ago, I think.
Wow.
2 Saturdays before.
Yeah, 2 Saturdays ago. And so it was a phenomenal event. And there's people that have been messaging, texting and sending messages that they hate that they missed it. And so this is still January. You may even see about doing another one. And part of this boot camp is going to be looking at some things related to Vision 2. And so go ahead and introduce yourself, and then I'll introduce myself, even though we'll just do that. Go ahead.
Okay. So my name is Jennifer Pruitt. I've created a coaching program called Design Your Mind, Design Your Life. And I just help emerging entrepreneurs create some clarity, take the right action in their life. Action creates confidence, creates action. And I see a lot of entrepreneurs that kind of get stuck and get on the struggle bus and they're not really sure what's the next step because they're looking so far ahead. And so I've created a program that helps entrepreneurs with strategies as well as their mindset and really how they're thinking and how their inner conversation is affecting those results that they are having in their business and in their life. And that's what I do.
And that's what she does. And she's phenomenal at it. And we had a number of conversations about, just what she wants to see in her clients and just, people that she pours into, and as well as myself, I just say, simply put, I just love helping people to be the best person that they can be and to achieve their dreams in life, because we all have different dreams, but there's some strategies that we can help with, related to my accountability life coaching program as well, where we put those strategies in place based on your life and your vision for your life. There's none of this cookie cutter stuff out here. And it's the same with Jennifer, okay? Yeah. Because there's so many coaches and so many different programs and so much coming at you, whether it's on Facebook, any kind of social media, in the news even, or even in your mail, you open it up and there's somebody that has something going on. But you cannot do a cookie cutter program. There was a young man that I was speaking to this morning that is trying to take that next step in having someone hold him accountable, related to time management even. And so is that something that you struggle with, time management, how you spend your time on the things that matter in your life, as well as the things that are, that it still matters in your life, but things related to fulfilling your dreams, okay? So I guess that really wasn't an introduction to myself, but I just kind of went on to hold you accountable. But you have to want to be held accountable, right?
Absolutely.
That's one of the first steps. That's one of the first steps, because there's so many people that, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then they don't want to do the work. You got to put in the work. You really have to put in the work. You agree?
Absolutely. Yeah. And there really is no cookie cutter program, because there are certain people that their commitment level in one area of their life is really, really strong. And then in another area, they're kind of like, I don't really know what to do next. And they're trying to figure it out. And they're watching all these gurus on Facebook and trying to piece it all together. But it's really just the next logical step, and being held accountable and understanding that the whole get rich quick is not, it's not like you're going to, create this massive $1 billion industry overnight. It doesn't happen that way. But Facebook and people's marketing kind of have this illusion of you can make $1 million in 6 months. Now, I'm not saying it's not possible, because I believe in possibility, but I'm saying that so many people struggle with what to do next because they're looking at the Harley Davidson of businesses, but they haven't taken the training wheels off their own expensive hobby.
Their own expensive hobby, right. Yeah, so when we talk about, we're just going to dissect what it is that we're doing, okay? So the first thing, I'm just going to hold this up here, is defining action, because we're saying action over words, and that maybe means different things to different people. So Jennifer, what does that word mean to you, and why did it resonate with you so much when we started discussing this boot camp?
I know for myself, I have been stuck on the struggle bus, and I have been stuck in the learning without earning, because my inner conversation was, I'm not Tony Robbins. I need another book. I need another this. I need another that. And while I'm projecting out loud that I'm going to be this mindset coach, my inner conversation was a little bit different. And it wasn't until I finally was like, forget this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to show up. I'm going to get off the bench. I'm going to get in the field, and I'm going to correct and continue as I go. And that came from an inspired action. And then from there, it's evolved into what it is today, which is still like training wheels for me. Like I have such a vision for this company, you know, but it's 6 months in the making. But every single day, I just take more action. And even if I don't have like totally action over words, every single day, I'm like, what 2 things do I need to do today to move my business forward? Not Friday, not next week. I do get stuck in that mode where I'm like, oh my God, I want to create this and do this and do this. And it's like, wait a second, like what 2 things today? And then when you build that, that's a compound interest effect. When you build on that, the universe, you make these decisions, the universe brings you people and places and opportunities and circumstances. And all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I did it. I created something. And all you really did was make a decision and ask yourself, what 2 things can I do today to move my business forward?
Yeah. So she talked about a lot in just that how many ever minutes that was, you know, that was just a 2-minute download. You know, she just came for it, you know, went for it and dropped the mic, you know, on us. And so I don't either. And so let's just dissect that. So she talked about 2, the number 2. When we say action over words, and that's the next thing is defining action over words, okay, is the fact that you have to have where you don't overwhelm yourself.
Absolutely.
Don't overwhelm yourself. So she said she decides like 2 things that she can do per day to move her closer and closer to her goals as a life coach. Okay. So when we say action over words, it's not like, okay, we're going to have all of these millions of things for you to do. It is where we're going to supply you with options. We're going to supply you with the information. I know myself, time management is key because I have a number of things going on in my life, okay? But it all revolves around my main purpose, which is to make you and make myself, you know, the best person that you can be, the best person that I can be. And that means different things for different people. So when we talk about action over words, we're not talking about, again, cookie cutter comes to mind. We're not talking about a cookie cutter program where all of our 2 actions will be the same action. They will not. And guess what? Look at this. It could be that you only take 1 action. So for those of you who are listening to the show and not watching the show, I have the number 1 up because you need to at least take an action. Yeah. And there was, talking about the universe, you know, I was reading something this morning about compound interest. I don't know if you read the same thing and that's why that came up or not, but you know, you can do what you need to do to make 1 penny turn into 2 and then 2 into 4. And then if you go 30 days of doubling, of which that may or may not be possible. I mean, you're in the millions of dollars. Okay. And so people make over 35,000 conscious decisions per day, 35 conscious decisions per day. A lot of those decisions are about food. I haven't had any breakfast this morning, but you know, the studies do show, the statistics show that, you know, a lot of that is about food, but a lot of it is about, you know, where are you going? What are you doing? And so action over words is key because this means that you're not just talking about what you want to do or thinking about it, the words that go on in your mind or go on paper or the vision boards that you've done or the plans that you've written out but not done. This is talking about taking action on those things. Yeah. And so even reprioritizing, because I know when I have coaching meetings with folks, a lot of times we don't end up doing the business or doing what it is that they came to talk to me about. Because once they find out more about themselves, so the awareness and the awakening that happens, then sometimes their dreams and their goals and their values change. Okay, so we're going to take you through some exercises in this boot camp that starts on Monday. Is that the 3rd?
Yep, February 3rd.
February 3rd?
Yep.
Okay, it starts and it's at 12 noon. And so, like I said, whether you can come on live with us at that time for 20 minutes or not, you can catch the replay, but you need to join the group. And the same at 7 p.m. We're going to give a recap, 7-minute recap. And we want to make sure that you have exactly what you need to take the next step. So tell me, Jennifer, your thoughts about, you talked about action. Talk about action over words.
Yeah, I think a lot of times, and you had kind of mentioned, like we don't realize that we're asking ourselves the wrong questions, and that's what's keeping us from not taking the action. So instead of saying like, why haven't I made that $10,000? You're going to say, what could I do today to get me closer to the $10,000? Why haven't I started my coaching program? Well, what could I do today to get a client, to get the framework, to start an e-course? And when we come from a place of empowerment, and the other thing is clarity. So many people do not have clarity.
Right.
And I will tell you this for myself, it does not have to be the end all be all. Jennifer Pruitt in 20 years is gonna be, I don't know who she's gonna be, but I know who I'm gonna be in the next 30, 60, 90, and 12 months. And I'm okay with that. There's some bigger visions that I have that pull me forward, definitely. But I think that the word clarity and the word purpose gives off this, I know from myself, it gave me a lot of pressure. I mean, still, if I'm like, what's my purpose? I don't know. Today, my purpose is to lift other people up and to share the experience that I've had for myself and understanding that I can persevere and not give up. But all of that comes from taking an action from a place of inspiration. My clarity is time freedom. I really don't care so much about the money as much as I have been so blessed to have the last 5 years with my oldest daughter, who's now in kindergarten. My youngest goes back to school, and I get to work in her school tomorrow. Like I'm a mom that gets to walk my daughter to school. I pick her up every single day. My coaching program is around my children, my family. I'm off on the weekends doing whatever I want to do, and Monday through Friday I'm plugged in and I'm serving I'm serving my clients. But the action comes from clarity and having the clarity of, I don't know what the end all be all is for 5 years, but today I want a coaching program. Today I want to help new entrepreneurs get off that struggle bus, get into action, and create that business. And when you have clarity, then you two things every single day, but you're asking from a place of, who can I serve today? How can I get a client today? What should I post in my Facebook today? Don't try to do a podcast and a book and trust me, I have tried it all. Like, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying pick one and master it, automate it, and then go to number 2. That's it.
Yeah, and I think you gave some great examples, and part of that has to do with the next little paper that I have that says, why do this? Why would you want to be in this boot camp? Like, why? And so Jennifer talked about the fact that time freedom is one of her main things that she desires. And for me, like I said, it's where I've been blessed to be in industry for like a million years, okay? And so I've been a lot of places, done a lot of things, and I still want to do more. But right now, I'm really in the mode of just wanting to help people be a better version of themselves, you know, and part of it has to do with, you know, some of the things that I had as mind blockages, which does speak to that clarity and the purpose, as well as the awakening, or, you know, what it is that brings you to this point that you know you have to do something different.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you at the point where you know that you need to do something different? And so for me, when I started going to these different networking events and just doing something different than what I had been doing in industry, I started hearing people talk about their stories and why, their why. Okay, and Jennifer just mentioned a little bit about her why. And so I had just really, really suppressed all of the different things that were negative things that happened in my life, you know, and it all stems around kindergarten first day, and all through school, and even some into adulthood, the bullying and the racism, sexism, and even some Me Too kind of things that have happened that I just put out of my mind and just kept going forward in what it was that I needed to do. But when I started going to these events and people sharing their stories, and then that's what really inspires other people to say that, yes, I can see my vision come to pass as well, then I had to sit down and just reintroduce myself to myself.
Yeah.
And so we're not going to give you all of what's going to happen in the boot camp, but that first section has to do with that process, the awareness process, the awakening process, getting to know yourself. Who are you? Do you know who you are? You may think that you know. And so after you go through this first section of the boot camp, it might end up that you already knew all of that. Great.
Yeah.
But if not, even if it's just like one little thing that you found out different about yourself by going through this process with us, then I say that that's a win-win.
Yeah, absolutely.
I say it's a win-win.
Absolutely.
Definitely. So why do this?
Why not?
Okay, so why not? So let's kind of go back and forth on, the why do this. So why would you say it has to just be one sentence? Why do this?
Because this is your one shot at life. That's it. Like,
That's your one shot at life.
the hardest thing for
Can
me
you
to do.
expound on that? Yeah, you're just about to go for it. Okay, so why do this? Because you deserve it.
So one of
So
go ahead.
no, why do this? We're gonna go back and forth a little
Okay.
bit. Why do this?
Why do this? Because you have a calling inside of you, and you should follow that calling.
You should follow the calling. Okay, so why do this? Because no one else can impact the world the way that you were meant to impact the world. So why do this, Jennifer?
Yeah, because you have experiences and life, boots on the ground, streets, environment, all of that, that's your story. And that is powerful. And you have a voice to share it with your audience, whatever that looks like for you.
She can't help but expound.
Yes.
She just can't help. Let me see. So why do this? Because all of the people that you're connected to in your life need to hear your story so that they can then take that information and they can build on that to impact the people that they were meant to impact. Okay, one more time.
I got one. Progress equals happiness.
And she stopped. Oh my gosh. And that was really good. That
Yeah,
was
right?
really good, Jennifer. Okay, so that hopefully gave you just a few reasons as to why you should do this. And I say that you should do this to be unstuck, because we all have areas in our life that we're stuck in.
And one of the things that we had talked about, you know, it's 2020 and everyone's got the 2020 vision theme going on, and it's my year and it's this and it's that. But a lot of people wait until something on the negative spectrum, a divorce, financial loss. For myself, it was having a kid. It wasn't a negative experience, but we wait until a disease, something that shows up that says, oh my gosh, you know, people were posting Kobe Bryant. I just realized yesterday that Kobe is my age. He's 1 year older than me. He's born in 78. And I was watching that on whatever, ESPN, and I was like it hit me. I could die tomorrow, which I do a pretty good job at living my life, but don't wait until something happens. You're 3 years from retirement and you're taking a look at your account going, I don't have a plan for this. Now you're going to be a Walmart greeter, or you're going to go like, what's the plan? Don't wait. So many people are waiting because they think something's going to drop on your lap. I'm going to tell you right now, the universe is waiting for one thing from you, and that's a decision. And when you make the decision, now you've got an open road, and the universe can help you and do what it needs to do and bring you those circumstances and those things and those people, relationships, right? Mm-hmm. That funnel, that Facebook, whatever it is that you're looking for. But you have to make the decision, and not making a decision is a decision, right? To sit. So we want to inspire the question today and not wait for something to happen and say, why not live your best life today? Why wait until the thing to be happy?
And one thing I want to add to that, because, you know, there were, I think, several children that were on that flight. There were other people, you know, coaches and other people that were on that flight, okay? And don't really want to go too much into this, but what I want to say is this Action Over Words Bootcamp, it's real. This is about life, and this is not just for adults. If there's some youth out there, some teenagers, you can ask your parents if you can join, young adults, senior citizen. It doesn't matter what age you are. The time is now for you to do something about the things that you've been thinking about and writing down and doodling and making little notes about all your life and not doing anything about it. Yeah. Okay. And even like me, like you could have like so many different accomplishments in life, but still feel that there's an empty void. There's something that's missing. And part of what has been missing in my life is putting more time and talent into helping other people. Okay. And it wasn't that I was selfish. Those who know me know that, we've had, even before we had the actual official nonprofit, that's how I grew up, was just helping people. My parents were like that. And we grew up in a family that we always had. There was someone that was, my parents or grandparents were counseling or had over, or people living with us, and us giving things to people and helping people build skills so that they could, fend for themselves. And so that's been happening my whole life. But the part of more really like helping people with their mindset and what goes on up here, there's so much that we can do. And I'm just so happy and thrilled, that Jennifer and I have hooked up, because there's a lot that can be said for partnership. Okay, a lot that can be said for that, and how you can get the varying perspectives, from the two of us. And there could be something that I say one time, or something that she says one time that can help you. So we collectively, there's a number of things that we're going to be doing in the future and right now to help you. So we really want to make sure that you're looking at that. And so Jennifer is right on point with some things that she said about decisions. Okay, so there's thoughts, there's fears, and decisions. And so a lot of us have so many different fears that are going on in our life, and some that we've even suppressed, that we don't even know it's a fear anymore. It's just that we feel is our behavior. Yeah. But it's really not, and it doesn't have to be. You can use those things to your benefit, and you can even talk to people about your fears. And somebody, oh, I had that same fear too. And public speaking is one of the things that people says is a number one fear. Yeah. And I think one of the statistics that I looked at, it was like 384 million people have like anxiety and stress disorders in the world. Yeah. That's a lot of people.
That is a lot of
That's people. A lot of people, okay? And so if there's anything that we can do to maybe even have where this Action Over Words bootcamp helps you to relieve some of your stress, because even though you may not be able to see me or hear me, I have my hand up, okay? Raise your hand if you have a fear or an anxiety or stress over at least one thing. And it should be that everybody raise their hand. I said one thing, and it should be that you have at least one thing that you're maybe, but some people say, oh, I give everything to God, or I'm pretty laid back, I'm low key. I'm sure you have at least one thing.
God put the snake on your face, you're gonna have
one thing, a snake on your face.
Just saying, you have one.
We're not gonna try that out on this, guys. We're not gonna try the snake on the face. The snake on the face. Yeah, I would have a little bit of fear.
You have a fear.
So regardless of the snake on the face, we have to make a decision at some point in time to invest in ourselves. Yeah. We have to make a decision in our lives to think not where we're being selfish, but think about maybe just taking some time, of which I'm doing that right now myself, just taking some time to really focus on, why am I here? Why was I put on this earth? What things can I do to not just better myself, but to better other people? Martin Luther King's statement is, life's most urgent question. He used the word urgent, and that was a word that came up earlier this morning too. Life's most urgent question is, what are we doing for others? Yeah. What are we doing for others? And so Action Over Words Bootcamp is going to be a phenomenal 20 days that you don't want to miss. No. And like I said, it's for any age group. It doesn't matter if you're an entrepreneur trying to start a business, or if you're already in business, or if you're a stay-at-home mom and you don't want to do any business. I mean, being a stay-at-home mom is a business, right? Sure. Like there's so many different things that you have to do. I have 2 girls, and doesn't matter where you are in life. Yes, we do have our target audience, and we have like different people from a demographic perspective, and just, what kind of person may want to partake in this, but this particular boot camp can help you no matter what it is that you want to do in life, no matter what it is. So talking about fears, is there anything that you want to mention about fears to the folks?
Fear is an illusion. And I know that we hear that and we all share the memes and we're like, yeah, fear. But when it comes to you doing your first Facebook Live, or you giving your first talk, like you get those physical feelings, right? And you're like, oh my God, like this is scary. But For all of you watching who have gone through that and come out on the other side, is it not like this whole blown out of proportion thing that was in your mind and you're like, oh, that wasn't so bad. People didn't even really care. Like, I didn't get judged at all. There wasn't any criticism, because we're living in our thoughts that are not real. And we're going to talk a lot about that. You're having 60,000 thoughts in a day, and 90% are the same as yesterday. So if you're not conscious with the moment of what you're doing, Facebook Live, Zoom, I'm just referring to things that are kind of like scary for other people, getting on a sales call with the client and closing a $20,000 coaching program, like people immediately clam up and they get physically like, oh my God, and there's a resistance that happens inside the body and you're like, no, it's real, it's real. Your thoughts are the only thing that's making it real. And we're going to teach you how to ask a different question and recreate that activity in your brain so that there is no fear. You're literally coming from a place of, I'm serving other people, right? Fear is created by the ego. And when you show up and there's 20 people watching your live and one person is like, that's me. That is your focus. That's the one person that you're serving. It's not about everyone. It's about us showing up and us serving. And each and every one of you have something inside that's like, I want to give more. I want to impact bigger. Stay at home mom, whatever it is, you want to do it from a place of fulfillment. And the only thing that's stopping you is what you're thinking about it. And so we're going to teach you how to redesign that completely so that you are unstoppable and that fear is literally becomes a real illusion, and not because it's a meme that was shared on Facebook, but because we teach you how to get into the root of why it was created in the first place, which probably happened in childhood and you created something that's not even real. And then we're going to teach you how to rewrite it and show up in a different way.
Yeah, and I want to piggyback on that because a lot of fears are built up because of criticism. You know, fear of criticism, fear of rejection, or fear of not being accepted. And I had some of those same fears. Okay, so the thing is, whether somebody laughs at you or not, whether somebody criticizes you or not, you are the only one that can be the best you. Okay, so part of it is being confident and sound in who you are. And why you were placed on this earth, and being able to fulfill what your purpose is here. So what if somebody laughs? And what does that actually do to you? Now, it can do something to your ego, and self-esteem is another one of those that has like a lot of statistics related around it. Low self-esteem is huge. Yeah. But I tell you, if you do this boot camp or do anything, it doesn't even have to be this one, whatever it is that you can do to help better yourself, where you're the best you, then it doesn't matter who laughs. It doesn't matter who criticizes, because some of that, quite frankly, and this is something my husband had to get me out of when I was like boo-hooing, years ago, related to certain things, is a lot of people are just simply jealous. They're jealous because you got off of your behind and you made something happen, and they didn't. Yeah. And they're sitting there criticizing and doing nothing. Yep. Okay. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about the people who do that. And part of what we're talking about is changing your thinking so that you're confident in yourself, that no matter what is said or done, you can still go forward with what your plan is because you're confident in yourself. Now, part of it is having coaches and mentors, that help guide you along that. So it's not that, well, I'm just going to be confident and do what I want to do and not take any information in. That's not what I'm saying. You go forward with the right people. You surround yourself with the right people. And part of all of this also has to do with communication. We're going to be talking about that. The communication that comes out of your mouth, the communication from other people, and the communication that happens in your head. The thing that I call mind trash. It's mind trash because a lot of it should be that it's all affirming. You have where you're grateful for your day. We talk a lot about gratitude and affirmations. Those are real. Going back to the young man this morning, those are real. And if you can help yourself and then help others to have that mindset of gratitude and affirmation, and we're going to be talking about that in the boot camp, not just those simple words, but how to really dig deep and make it a part of your life, then you're going to see a shift. You're going to see a shift. You're going to feel a shift, and people will notice the shift in you.
Yeah. And so I'm going to piggyback off of that. Confidence I work with a ton of clients that come in right off the bat and they're like, I'm just not confident. Confidence comes from action, comes from confidence. When you just take the 2 steps today to ask yourself what clarity you do have, what you do want to create, you're going to have something that will be accomplished at the end of the day. You're going to have a proud moment, and then tomorrow the same thing. And now you're gaining the confidence. The confidence is just like she said, it's like you either have the head trash or you don't. And confidence, it's literally just showing up and doing the thing, right? And I want to touch one more thing on affirmations, because I know so many people have this whole negative connotation on like, oh, affirmations. I'm going to tell you right now, you are already affirming some junk probably in your mind. Affirmations 1,000% work when you say them with the right intention and with an elevated emotion. Because whether you use the ones, and we have templates, or you don't, you're reaffirming, I'm too old, I can't do it, noon doesn't work for me, I'm not on Facebook. Whatever excuse is, that's all junk and it's all trash, and it's all that illusion of keeping you, well, I don't want to get outside of my comfort zone because that's scary. That's where growth happens. That's where the most amazing things in life happen, is from the unknown. It's not scary. It's just unfamiliar. And that's where you're pushed outside. And that's where you grow. Like, that's where the magic happens.
Yeah. That's where the magic happens.
That's where the magic happens.
That's where the magic
happens. That's where the magic happens. Get
so
outside.
being on the edge, getting outside, you know, that non-comfort zone, okay? That's where we want to take you. Yeah. Even in the Action Over Words Bootcamp, because a lot of you may be used to taking action, but maybe not in the way that we're talking about in this boot camp, because we're talking about massive action, and we're talking about massive action one step at a time. Mm-hmm. There was a saying the other day, and I told the person I was going to steal it, that it said that you may not be able to master the day, but master the moment. Yep. Let me say that again. You may not be able to master the day, but master the moment. So Jennifer knows, like, any little thing that happens while we're doing our planning and stuff, I'm just like, oh, that's a win. That's a win. That's a win. It's like, wow, we had so many wins today. Okay? I love it too. Because sometimes you cannot master the day. Yeah. Sometimes you can. Sometimes you can. I just killed it. You know, there was one, I teach dance. And so there was this one dance step in a dance that I created the choreography, and I had a problem with this one particular step, okay? And when you're teaching, sometimes you turn around and you watch all of the people that you teach. Yeah. And so when you do that, the left is on the right and the right is on the left, okay. Right? Yeah. So now you're seeing them go this way, but when you do it, it's really supposed to be this way because it's the opposite hand, it's the mirror effect. And so I had that going on because there was a few people that had some issues with a few different things. So I was watching a lot, that the last few rehearsals right before that particular performance. And then plus I just had this one thing that I just had some problems doing. When we got on that stage, it was at Chandler Center of the Arts. When we got on that stage, the music came on and the lights and everything, and all of the beautiful costumes, and we all came out and people were on and off the stage doing their thing. Then the ending moment, the ending dance, that was like a 2 to 3 minute thing that you just have to kill it. You have to come with it at the end. I nailed every single step. And at the end, when we put our hands up and everybody started clapping, I couldn't keep my hands up. I was like, yes! Yeah, totally. So when you see that particular film, you can hear me like, yes, because I was just so proud of myself. Yeah, and sometimes you have to be your best cheerleader. You have to be your biggest cheerleader and capture that one moment. And it may not be that I ever danced, you know, that well for that particular one ever again. Sometimes we do things more than once, but that particular time, that was a win. Yeah. And you have to celebrate that. You have to celebrate yourself. So we're going to give you some things to celebrate in your life, because celebration is key. Yeah. And celebration is magic too. It is. And chemically. It biologically, physically, neurologically, Yep. And so that's all a part of what we will be doing in this boot camp. So noon and 7 p.m. Noon and 7 p.m. Join the group and you'll have access to the information, whether you're available at those times or not. But at noon, it's only 20 minutes. So have lunch with us. Yeah. Fix your schedule for the next 20 days. And the 20 days are weekdays.
Yes.
Okay, it's not the weekends. So 20 days, 5, 5, 5, and 5. Have lunch with us, 12 noon for 20 minutes.
Pen and paper, take notes. Note takers are money makers.
Note takers are money makers. And 7 p.m.,
Yep.
7 minutes. Come on now. Now, who doesn't have 7 minutes? 7 minutes? And you can do a workout in 7 minutes.
What I say.
So that's 20 and 7. That's 27 minutes out of your day for 20 days to get this information. And we do want you to invite people.
Yeah.
Invite people to be a part of this. And what do we want to say about why we called it a boot camp?
Because, so success loves momentum, right? Everyone has heard that. And we get into this place where we're like, oh, I got an idea. I'm going to create a coaching program. Great. I'm going to get off the bench. I'm going to get into the field. What do I do now? I don't have a coach. I'm going to try and figure it out. And then there's something that happens and we get stuck and we say, oh, that didn't work. I better stop. When really so many people that I have seen over the last 4 years with other programs that I've been a part of will try something for 30, 60, maybe 90, but most of the time it's 30 and 60. And they're, doing a funnel or doing Facebook Lives and they're like, oh, that didn't work. You have to build like, know, and trust with people. Like there is a pipeline for whatever you're building and each and every one of you are in sales. So get good. Like, let's create a love relationship with enrolling people in sales because you're all selling your husbands, your wives, your kids, your teachers. You're all selling yourselves. I got to sell her every single day on partnering with me, right? So we're all in sales, but we just get stuck on that one thing and we don't know how to move forward. And then we call it a loss. We call it a failure. We say, we didn't do it and we stop trying. And so when you're in a boot camp that's going to be across the board in a group, coaches in there, clients in there, our team will be in there, like all of your questions will be answered through all of it. You can't get stuck. Like the whole point is to get you off the struggle bus and onto the field. Like whatever that looks like for you, it will be different. But when you show up every single day and it's 27 minutes, are we going to have some homework? Yeah. If you do it, wonderful. You're going to show up the next day and you're going to get another piece of homework. It's for you to create clarity and awareness of what's happening up here that's keeping you small, getting goal setting trajectory, but showing up every single day is momentum. And two things, we're just going to do 2 things every single day. And then when the boot camp is done, we'll have an opportunity for you to connect with us further. And if not, you will have a framework to create whatever you desire in your business and in your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's some people that may want to start an essential oils business, or they may want to, one young man, he wanted to make homemade skateboards. It may be that you want to open a beauty salon. It may be that you like reading. What can I do with reading? Mm-hmm. There's a million things that you can do to open up a business related to reading. It doesn't really matter what it is that you want to do in life. This will help you. And it's called a boot camp because when you think of the word boot camp, you think of having to work out, right? Yes, you're going to have to do some work. It's action over words. So you're going to have to do some work. Yeah. And in boot camp, what do you have? You have your mat, you have water, you may have some weights. There's various tools that you have in order to do your boot camp. Yep. And even if you just use your own personal muscles, those are things that we're talking about as well. We're going to be working on your mind muscles, okay? We're going to be giving you some tools, your water and your mat and your weights in a different way in this boot camp. And in boot camp, sometimes after you work out, you're a little sore. You're a little sore, except for my husband. He's never sore. He just went hiking twice this weekend. Oh my gosh. And he was like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, okay, I'm not fine. Okay? But you may be a little sore. And so your mind muscles might be a little sore from what we're doing in this boot camp, but I can guarantee you it's stretching you because you stretch in boot camp. This is stretching you out of your comfort zone so that you can make massive results. Small actions give massive results. Because when you look a week from now, 2 weeks, a month, 3 months, and doing this program, you're going to be amazed
Yeah.
at where you are if you do the program. Okay. And that's what I mentioned. I'm really big on words. It's if you do the work in the program,
Yeah.
because you just can't just wish the results.
No.
You have to put in the work. You have to put in the work. And those that know me, they talk about me, you know, because they might get a message from me 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Only certain people. I don't do that to everybody, guys. I promise. If you join the boot camp, I will not, unless you tell me that I can. But I'm up a lot.
Yeah.
I do sleep. Mama Jackie, I do sleep. But action over words is that sometimes you have to not sleep so that you can get certain things done in a certain time frame.
Yeah.
If you have a deadline that's due, you have to prioritize. And so we're going to be talking about, this has come back up again, we're going to be talking about time management as part of the action over words. There's so much that's going to be happening. I'm so thrilled to be a part of this and to have my new partner here related to being able to pour into you. So do you have any final words for the folks?
Can we tell them about the graduation celebration?
Yeah, go ahead.
We don't have total clarity on the venue yet. It may be here, it may be somewhere else, depending on how many of you amazing people are in the boot camp. But we are celebrating physically the 29th. It's leap year. It's also my birthday week, which I will be celebrating, well, shoot, the first. It's birthday month, birthday week, birthday day. But we're going to have some giveaways, some food. Like, it's going to be a huge event. We're not going to give, again, all the details.
Yeah.
We will talk about it in the boot camp, but there is going to be a physical event where we are going to celebrate your success. You're going to graduate with this boot camp. And
Yes.
I'm excited about that part. So.
Yeah, so you get to graduate, you get a certificate, you actually
do,
get
yeah.
something out of this boot camp, not just a piece of paper. It's doing the work,
Yeah.
showing us that you're doing the work. Now, for those of you who are not in the Arizona area, you can fly in.
Totally.
You can fly in for the celebration and for her birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so cute. She's
The big
gonna have
4-0.
the big
It's a
4-0,
deal.
the big 4-0. So we're having a birthday celebration. We're having graduation celebration. But for those who are not in the Arizona area, seriously, what I was going to say is that when you graduate, let us know where you are, because
Yeah.
we're going to be doing some things across the country and actually even across the world. And we can try to figure out a way to come to where you are for some events too.
Yeah.
And we can also log you in virtually related to our celebration here, and you can send some messages to Jennifer for her birthday, and it's really going to be a good time. I'm just really excited about the celebration.
It is. It's going to be fun. I'm excited about the whole boot camp.
Yeah, I am too.
It's going to be
I am
amazing.
too. So join us. There's going to be information on our pages on how you can join. And I've mentioned this already related to the fact that it is going to be 12 noon every day for 20 minutes. Only 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Okay, you can have
Power-packed.
lunch
No
with us.
fluff.
20 minutes, and then 7 p.m. is going to be the recap. Now, where else can you get that kind of information for 20 days? 20 days?
No,
Yeah, I don't know either.
it's going to be good.
From like 2 powerhouses right here, like
Yeah.
where else
It's
are you
gonna
gonna
be
get
good.
that?
It's going to be good. We're going to show up for you. You just
Yeah.
got to show up for you.
Right.
Yeah.
So thank you, all of those of you who are watching in various areas. And if you want to be a part of the boot camp, and if you're in a different state, like I said, or even a different country, those who may tune into this show, let us know. Sign up, inbox me and or Jennifer, and we're going to get the party started with the boot camp on this coming Monday, February 3rd. Okay. Now, for those of you who are in the Phoenix area, every first Saturday, we feed the homeless, and we fellowship with them. We dance, we sing, celebrate their birthdays. And this particular first Saturday, it's at 2320 North 7th Street. 2320 North 7th Street in Phoenix, Arizona. This particular first Saturday, we're going to have about 100 volunteers have signed up from one particular group they're going to be doing various projects. We're going to have stations set up for them to do various projects of putting packets together, separating the peanuts into smaller packages and making other things, notes for encouragement, and a lot of things they're going to be doing. So if you want to come out and be a part of that, that would just be great. You can leave me a message on Facebook or inbox me. My email also is g3qara@gmail.com. That's g3qara@gmail.com. Or you can call me 480-227-9743. That's 480-227-9743, and I can give you some more information. We would love to have it be 200 volunteers, okay?
Just one question. Is it kid friendly?
It is kid friendly. It's very kid friendly. You have to be responsible for your kid,
Yeah, for sure.
but it's kid friendly. We have all different age, 2 years old, 3 years old, kids out there
Okay, cool.
helping and walking around. And then after we do the luncheon, we go out to the parks and to the streets and also hand out lunches and just fellowship again, and just whatever it is that people need, and sharing a smile, sharing a hug. So
Yeah.
any of that, if you want to come out and do that, there's going to be entertainment. We have people doing
Sounds great.
poems and music and dancing. The guy that I'm working with for this particular one, he has a roster of entertainment. So it's going to be a really great time. Maybe not as good as my birthday celebration. My birthday was on September 7th, which was the first Saturday. We had a blast, but this is going to be really good too. It's going to be really good too. So come on out and join us. Thank you all for joining the show today. And remember, action over words. Action over words. Join our boot camp. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Bye, guys.